The 15,000 rupee segment has been really crucial in the Indian market, and a lot of manufacturers have tried to make a mark by offering good value for money smartphones at this price. Two such options that are really popular at the moment are the Xiaomi Redmi Note 7 Pro and the Galaxy M30. The Redmi Note 7 Pro has been in the news for the kind of performance it offers for the 13,999 rupee price point. On the other hand, the Galaxy M30 is among the very few smartphones to offer an AMOLED display at this price. So which one of these should you pick? We put them to the test to help you decide.
While these phones are available in the same price segment and are targeted at the same audience, the approach to design is a little different. With the Galaxy M30, Samsung has opted for a gradient finish which looks modern, but the body is made out of plastic which doesn't feel as premium as the Redmi Note 7 Pro. Xiaomi too offers gradient finishes along with a standard black variant which we had for review. The build quality of the Redmi Note 7 Pro is significantly better as Xiaomi has opted for Corning Gorilla Glass 5 at the back. While this looks and feels good, we found it to be a fingerprint magnet, needing us to wipe the phone multiple times. The Samsung manages to hide fingerprints better than the Redmi. While both phones have dual SIM slots, the Galaxy M30 has a dedicated microSD card slot, while the Redmi Note 7 Pro has to do with a hybrid SIM slot. Both these phones sport a USB Type-C port at the bottom along with the loudspeaker. The Galaxy M30 has a 6.4-inch Full HD Plus AMOLED display which is crisp and has good viewing angles. Xiaomi on the other hand has opted for a 6.3-inch Full HD Plus LTPS display. Both sport a water drop style notch, and Samsung gets the clear edge here thanks to the AMOLED panel which also gets brighter when outdoors. Samsung has picked its Exynos 7904 SoC which has two ARM Cortex A73 cores clocked at 1.8 GHz and 6 ARM Cortex A53 cores clocked at 1.6 GHz. This smartphone is available in two variants. 4GB RAM with 64GB of storage priced at 14,990 rupees and a higher 6GB RAM variant with 128GB of storage priced at 17,990 rupees. The dedicated micro SD card slot lets you expand storage by up to 512GB. Xiaomi has opted for the new Qualcomm Snapdragon 675 SoC which has 8 Qualcomm Cryo 460 CPU cores that can clock up to 2 GHz. The Redmi 2 has the exact same RAM and storage variants priced at 13,999 rupees and 16,999 rupees respectively. Storage is expandable too by up to 256GB but at the cost of dual SIM functionality. None of the phones are waterproof, but the Redmi Note 7 Pro has a P2I hydrophobic coating which should help it resist water splashes to some extent. Software is where we see a bigger difference that puts the Samsung Galaxy M30 on the back foot. The Galaxy M30 ships with Samsung Experience 9.5 on top of Android 8.1 Oreo, which is dated by today's standards. Xiaomi's Redmi Note 7 Pro ships with the latest MIUI 10 on top of Android 9 Pie. Both phones have a fair bit of customization that take them away from stock Android. We found pre-installed apps on both phones and were bombarded with spammy ads and notifications on both.
Since the Redmi Note 7 Pro is on the latest version of Android, it gets a few points over the Galaxy M30 and could be a deciding factor for quite a few people.
While both phones show no signs of lag or stutter with basic day-to-day tasks and multitasking with a few apps in the background, the Samsung takes a little longer to do the same things. The Redmi Note 7 Pro feels snappier and can handle more load compared to the Galaxy M30. We found the fingerprint scanner on the Xiaomi Redmi Note 7 Pro to scan and unlock the phone faster compared to the Galaxy M30. Face recognition is available on both smartphones and they rely on their selfie cameras. While setting up the face recognition is easy on both smartphones, it is the Redmi Note 7 Pro again that manages to unlock a little faster than the Galaxy M30. We played PUBG Mobile on both these phones to see how they fare. The Redmi Note 7 Pro defaulted to high settings while the Galaxy M30 opted for the medium settings. We noticed occasional stutter on both these phones and had to lower the graphics settings on both for a smoother gameplay.
The Xiaomi Redmi Note 7 Pro did get hot after playing for a long duration, while the Galaxy M30 could keep its cool. After playing PUBG for 15 minutes on both the phones in identical conditions, we noticed that both phones had a 2% battery drain at the end of it.
Battery capacities are different on these phones, and the Galaxy M30 sports a bigger 5000 mAh battery compared to the 4000 mAh unit on the Redmi Note 7 Pro. Despite the bigger battery and the AMOLED display, the Galaxy M30 did not manage to beat the Redmi Note 7 Pro in our HD video loop test. It managed 17 hours and 4 minutes, and in comparison, the Redmi Note 7 Pro could go on for 19 hours and 23 minutes in the exact same test. With our usage, both phones managed to last over a day easily. The Galaxy M30 has a slight edge when charging since the 15-watt charger tops it up faster than the 10-watt Xiaomi charger. Xiaomi has opted for a 48-megapixel primary sensor with an f1.79 aperture and a 5-megapixel depth sensor. The Galaxy M30's triple camera setup consists of a 13-megapixel primary camera with an f1.9 aperture, a 5-megapixel depth sensor, and a 5-megapixel ultra-wide-angle camera with a 123-degree field of view. In landscape shots, we noticed that the Xiaomi Redmi Note 7 Pro could manage a sharper image and objects at a distance were recognizable. The Galaxy M30 could not get the same amount of detail like the Redmi Note 7 Pro. The Galaxy M30 does have a slight advantage when clicking landscapes, as the wide-angle sensor can be used for a wider frame. But we did notice a drop in quality. Redmi Note 7 Pro can take full resolution shots at 48 megapixels, which have better details, but the overall output was dimmer. While clicking macros, we found that it is best to tap to focus on both phones for a sharp shot. Both manage good separation between the subject and the background. However, the Redmi Note 7 Pro managed better details and well-defined edges. We noticed that macros clicked from the Redmi had warmer hues and were not very accurate. Clicking photos against the light enables HDR automatically on both these smartphones. The Galaxy M30 overexposed the shot slightly, but the Redmi Note 7 Pro manages to get a good shot. In low light, the Redmi Note 7 Pro has a slight edge due to the lower aperture. Photos clicked from the Redmi Note 7 Pro were brighter and had better details than the Galaxy M30. But we found the low light shots from the Redmi Note 7 Pro to also have warmer hues compared to the Galaxy M30. When clicking portraits, we found that both phones could manage good edge detection, but only the Galaxy M30 gave the option to adjust the level of blur before shooting. On the Redmi Note 7 Pro, we noticed the portraits clicked with AI camera enabled were better compared to those clicked without. Selfies clicked from both the phones were sharp and good enough to go on social media directly. Beautification options as well as filters are available on both these devices to tweak before clicking the selfie. Video recording maxes out at 1080p for the Samsung Galaxy M30, while the Redmi Note 7 Pro can record in 4K as well as 1080p at 60fps. The Galaxy M30 lacks stabilization, which results in a shaky output, while the Xiaomi manages to deliver a stabilized output. However, we did notice a focus hunting issue when shooting at 1080p 60fps on the Redmi Note 7 Pro.
In terms of camera performance, the Xiaomi Redmi Note 7 Pro is better than the Galaxy M30. It offers better photos and the option to record videos at higher resolutions.
While these two phones are pretty much the best these companies have to offer in this price segment, they are miles apart. The Xiaomi Redmi Note 7 Pro is a lot more powerful, offers better cameras, up-to-date software, and is priced lower in comparison. What Samsung has going for it is the AMOLED panel and good battery life.
Clearly, if you are looking to buy between these two smartphones, the Redmi Note 7 Pro is the one to pick. Sadly, this is available in limited quantities via flash sale only, and getting your hands on one won't be easy as they are selling out quickly. And that was our comparison between the Galaxy M30 and the Xiaomi Redmi Note 7 Pro. So which one would you pick? Let us know in the comment section below. And as always, for all things tech, stay tuned to gadgets360.com.